Yasin Malik. All eyes on what the court will pronounce for him. All right, so even as the masjid face-off has escalated even further, not just in Gyanvapi this time, but also moving to Karnataka, where we are seeing it speaking further. It's a Gyanvapi rerun, this time being witnessed in Karnataka, this time in a recent update to a Hindu temple-like structure being found during the renovation of a mosque near the Mangaluru area. The VHP is now all set to perform a puja today, where they have called in an important priest for their services. Going across to Imran, joining us on this broadcast. Yes, Imran, take us through what's happening currently and please speak to the people on the ground. Once again, we are witnessing a rerun of what has happened in Gyanvapi, this time in Karnataka.
Well, absolutely. In fact, we are in Malali in Mangaluru, where the VHP is organizing this puja. So far, they've announced that they've established that there was a temple in the place where the masjid was there. And they also say that they're trying to do a further puja as to establish which was the deity there. I can show you across and see that where the puja is happening right now. You can see the supporters and we are from VHP and Bajrang Dal are here. Right in front of me, a priest has been called from Kerala, performing the puja. Early in the morning they started with Tambula Prashne, which is a divination process, which they said that it just has established that there is a temple there, and now they're trying to ascertain which deity was there, whether it's a Shiva or Vishnu, and they are trying to establish which was the deity, whether it's a local deity. That is the process now which is going on right now, and after which the groups are saying that they will also put this across in the court of law, whereas the masjid side says that they have documents to prove it. But from the VHP is saying that they also demanded a survey from the historical records, because what they say, when the masjid went for renovation on April 21st, they went for renovation. They found some symbols of a Hindu temple there below the masjid, which they claim is because of this is a temple. Let me go across to some of the people there, sir. Temple ವಿಷಯ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಟೆಂಪಲ್ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಡಾಕ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ನೀವೇನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ?
ನಮಗೆ ಅದು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಇದು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ.
The Hindu side is saying that documents is what they also have historical records and they're asking for survey. Let me go across some of them. Sir, ಈಗ ಪೂಜೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಪೂಜೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಅವರು ಮಸೀದಿ ಕಡೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಡಾಕ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ?
ಅದೇ ಈಗ ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಅಷ್ಟಮಂಗ ಚಿಂತನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಇದರ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ನಮಗೆ ಏನಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಬೋದು, ಇದರ ಮೇಲೆ ಮುಂದಿನ ಪ್ರೊಸೀಜರ್ ಏನಂತ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು.
So again is saying that they are trying to going through a Vedic ritual process, and if once a ritual process is completed, that will give us a much more clarity on them. Whereas the district administration has sealed off the area. Earlier the plan was to conduct the puja around the masjid area, but since section 144 is imposed around it, it is happening in the Ramananjana temple. ನೀವು ಬಜರಂಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ? ಬಜರಂಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಇವಾಗ ಹೋರಾಟ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ. ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅದು ಮಸೀದಿ 800 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. ನೀವೇನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ?
ಅದು ಏನೋ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದೇ ಈಗ ತಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಯಾವುದೊಂದು ಅಂತ. ಈಗ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕಾಯ್ತಿರೋದು ಅದೇ ವಿಷಯಕ್ಕೆ, ಏನು ವಿಷಯ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು.
So they are saying that no, it is a temple. In fact, they're saying that this puja which is happening now will establish the whole fact about the temple being there and which is the particular deity which is there on that particular space. Whereas the masjid side is claiming that this is an issue being raked up to looking at the polls which are coming up in Karnataka, and this is the issue. The masjid they have saying is standing for 800 years. Why is the issue being raised right now?
Absolutely, Imran, and stay with us even as we'll now show our viewers some of the pictures as well as visuals that we have now gathered here on Times Now. This is the Mandir Masjid we are talking about. Once again, a repeat and a rerun of what has happened in Gyanvapi. This is in Karnataka this time, where there have been certain ruins of the temple that have now been found in the masjid premises. This is what is being claimed by certain Hindu groups and the VHP, and we also have a visual proof of the same. They are now stating that they will be performing this puja and ritual that is still underway. The priest is there, and they will also be speaking about to really find out what exactly, which god this temple belonged to. They also have certain documents they are looking at. all eyes on what really happens next. But we will certainly see how this might escalate further. We'll first play out a reaction coming in from one of the priests out on the ground.
शायद आप लोग को मान रहेगा, बाबरी मस्जिद में भी उनका पास रिकॉर्ड था, उनका पास जो आस्था का व्यवस्था था। तो हमारा राम जी बहुत पूर्वजों ने वो जगह में राम जी ने पैदा हुआ था। राम जी को न्यायालय ने उसका बंधन निकाल के हमको राम मंदिर बनाने के लिए हमको ऑर्डर दिया था। वैसे ही ये भी जब उनका जगह में, उनका जग हम नहीं बोलते तो जग रहेगा। कोई कोई वो अभी 2 में डिक्लेरेशन आया था इंदिरा गांधी का समय में, वो समय का जो जमीन का हक था, वो जमीन का हक उन्होंने ले सकता है। तो वैसा हमको इलाज नहीं है उसमें। तो हमने क्या बोलते हैं, हमारा जो आस्था है वो आस्था उसका जग में है तो हमको मिलना चाहिए।
ತಾಂಬೂಲ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಇರುವ ತಾತ್ಕಾಲಿಕ ಚಿಂತನೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತಾಂಬೂಲ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ವಿಶದವಾಗಿ ಚಿಂತನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅಷ್ಟಮಂಗಲ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಚಿಂತನೆ ಬೇಕು. ಅದೇ ಸಾನ್ನಿಧ್ಯ ಉಂಟೋ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಬೇಕಲ್ಲ. ಸಾನ್ನಿಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರೆ പിന്നെ ಅದರ ಅಗತ್ಯವೇ ಇಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಚಿಂತನೆ ಮಾಡುವುದಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಅಷ್ಟಮಂಗಲ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಚಿಂತನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ ವಿಷಯ. ಈಗ ಸದ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಚಿಂತನೆ.
During the demolition, a temple-like structure was visible. Then the question came. Otherwise, it was not visible. Nothing was visible. No one knew what's inside. The locals didn't know. No one knew. Once the demolition was taking place, they realized that there's a temple-like structure, looks like that from outside, and inside also such kind of structure is there. So this whole thing is arisen. As far as the document was considered, it was government land before. Then the mosque is registered under Waqf. I don't know about whether the land is registered under Waqf.
All right, going back to Imran once again. And Imran, if we specifically talk about this particular ritual, according to information that we have now gathered, this is believed to serve as an evidence to really confirm whether any Hindu temple really existed in this particular masjid and mosque. Take our viewers through who really gathered this information and these images that we have been flashing for our viewers, and also what has been found in the documents.
Well, absolutely. Now, see, the matter is with the district administration, and it's been unfortunate that so far the past 1 month, the district collector hasn't taken any action on this issue. Whereas there is one question his side is saying that the issue started on April 21st when the masjid side went for a renovation after taking permission from the local panchayat. During the renovation which was happening, the VHP leader Sharan Pompel came there, and they found some elements of Hindu temple there, like the stump and the pillars. The design reflects like a Hindu temple. That's where the entire controversy started. And when the district administration immediately sealed the area. Now the question is about whether it's a masjid or it's a temple. It's a question of whom you speak to. Juma Masjid says, mosque authority says it's an 800-year-old mosque, which everybody agrees and said that they have documents to prove that it is a mosque. But others are saying that there must have been a temple before it, because the pillars is what defines it as a temple. Whereas the SDPI and the Masjid committee is saying that this is Indo-Sasanic style architecture was different from earlier, from what it is seen right now, the designs of the mosque. Now the VHP went to the court. There has been the area, particularly the controversy has been seen. Joining with me is Bharat Shetty, MLA from this constituency. Sir, the crux of the issue is whether what is the evidence for it? The Masjid side says they have documents. What is the evidence on the part of your side?
Whose side? I'm on any side.
No, I'm saying from the VHP or from the
I got
side.
it.
It's a temple side. You're claiming that it's a temple, right?
See, it's a structure. When the demolition was done by the mosque committee, it was not done by any one of us. Once the demolition done, suddenly you see a temple kind of a structure. Obviously, you get agitated. Everyone was agitated. But no untoward incident has happened. Vishwa Hindu Parishad and Bajrang Dal very responsibly went to the court, said demolition order you should get. We are not, doing any forceful thing here. Demolition should be stopped. They got a stay on the demolition. The demolition process has stopped. Now the locals are very apprehensive because there has been historical references also. Everyone is digging out books now. Everyone is trying to find out what was there before. The documents are showing that it was a government land which was transferred to the mosque committee recently, around very recently it is there.
No, but they claim they have historical records to prove that.
It should come out in the open. If they have records, it should come out in the open, or wherever it should come.
What do you have to say the Congress allegation that you're doing this because of the state elections are coming up?
See, they are trying to make it a political issue. This is not an issue which has happened today. Why Congress is commenting today? It has happened 2-3 months ago. Why they are not commenting that time? We have seen to that there was no law and order situation here. It was calm, was maintained, law and order, but there was no violence, nothing. Everything was cool, and there was a legal thing happening. No one came in. Now suddenly the Congress jumped in, STP has jumped in. They are telling it's they are making it a political issue.
They're saying that it's a 800-year-old mosque. Why did Mr. Bharat Shetty and VHP came today? Why were they waiting for it for 800 years?
When 800 years, come on, that is obnoxiously, I don't know how to reply for that. Once it is toned down, the mosque was toned down, you could see. Otherwise, you can't just enter the mosque just like that to find out what is there. You don't even know what's there. They have built a mosque. The mosque demolition is happening. Then you see a temple. What do? You keep quiet. You can't. What do they have done?
So you mean to say that right now you want more survey on this area?
I want a survey because I need to know the truth. People need to know the truth. It's not about me. We need to know the truth. It can be anything. It can be a temple, it can be a basadi, it can be Jaina basadi, it can be mosque, it can be something else. We don't know, right? So let a competent authority give a ruling on that.
So some of the priests are saying even if they have documents so be it, it's a question of it's not religious belief. How do you want to respond to it?
What is that?
Even if the masjid side have the documents so be it, it's a question of religious belief, astha, and they know that this is a temple there.
No, I don't think anyone has, I have not come across anything like that as of now. But only a authority, only a scientist can go and tell. There has been historical references. There has been historical references, a book written by a Portuguese, and references of Haidar Ali and Tipu Sultan coming to this area. So you want a survey
like what happened in Gyanvapi Masjid?
Whatever, I want a survey. A scientific competent authority should give a report on this. That's
so you're here, another Gyanvapi being repeated here, where they want a survey like what happened in the Gyanvapi there, and the court should finally decide on this issue.
That's right, Imran. Thank you for getting us that voice of, in fact, Bharat Shetty, who is the local BJP MLA, once again demanding a survey like what has happened in